Yo, what's going on YouTube? Today I want to talk about understanding that starting your own business is not a shortcut to becoming rich. You know, when a lot of people hear starting your own business or becoming an entrepreneur, they think, oh, well, they'll have shorter hours, they'll make more money, and everything will become a lot easier, right? However, all of that is false. You're going to have to work longer hours. You're going to have to work more jobs because you're going to be the only one at first. You're not going to make a lot of money, especially in the beginning, right? Yeah, so you have to understand that here's the difference between a 9-to-5 and starting your own business. With a 9-to-5, you know you have a steady income coming in every 2 weeks or every week, however you get paid. You don't have to worry about paying people. You don't have to worry about different business deals, right? You just go to work, focus on your task, and that's it. And then you get a check every 2 weeks, right? Well, I don't know why, most people have this kind of, unicorn or fairy tale version of starting your own business, but it's not easy. I actually had a guy who runs a very successful piece of business, in my area, and he came into my college class and he discussed, entrepreneurship and starting your own business. And the first thing he said is, if you're not in it for the long run, do not become an entrepreneur. He told us about how many times that, he would open a new store or a new restaurant and it would close down. Or there was even one time where he wasn't paying his employees enough and they would leave, right? So there's so many factors that you don't think about when, you're planning on running your own business, right? He also brought up the point that, there were no set hours. So if you have a 9-to-5, right? You may work from 9 to 5, you may work from 8 to this time, right? You know your hours. You might just work Monday through Friday or maybe Monday through Saturday, right? He said he was working Monday through Sunday and he would stay up all night sometimes, right? There was no, oh, well, today, I'm going to work from 9 to 5 and that's it. He was constantly working on his business. And he said there were a lot of times where he was thinking about giving up, but, in the back of his head, he was always thinking about, entrepreneurship is hard and you win in the end. And if you're lucky, you may, win in the middle, right? But a lot of people think, oh, well, I'll just start my business and, within a year, I'll be a millionaire. And that's just the furthest thing from the truth.